Fight. No! He goes first. Troll's fury carries him to act first. You have awoken King Gorgalash. Quake, wretch. For your doom is come. He pulls back a giant leg, then kicks it forward with another roar. Nails piercing. Like waves of spears. You try your best to shake off the impact, but damn. You will finish the job Earth began. Charge! He loads a stone into his sling and shoots it, already breathing heavily. It crunches into the troll's kneecap, blowing the skin off and causing him to waver. You stand tall in front of the troll. Act now. Astonishingly foolish. You cannot defeat a troll with brute force alone. Sorcery was invented for moments like this. Your flesh is shaking. Fear is your very limbs. Okay, this clearly got off to a bad start. Let's try and calm things down. I hit a 22. I can't do that one. Tackle his leg. No! You rush towards his leg, pushing as hard as you can, but you can't get a good grip. He shakes you off with these. Time to heal. This fight is heating up. Focus, focus. The troll leans forward with hate in his eyes. He swipes at you with jagged claws and manic pace, belying his size. He tears your flesh through body stripes. Ha! Blood is drawn. I will mangle your corpse, filthy cleric. Sounds interesting. You wonder what it could mean. Cell tosses his hair out of his eyes and looks up at Gorgalash's face. His sweat flying off his brow. His lightning fast sling. The goblin fires a shot at the troll's face. It hits the left eye with a loud smack. There we go. Direct hit. The troll roars in pain and anger. Yes! Focus. Consider your best options. Figure out a non-violent way to end this. No, fuck, dude. These rolls today. You look into his hate-filled eyes and see only hate. You need more time. You cannot think in the chaos. You need more time. Possible paths are closing off in this fight. Soon it'll be all or nothing. The troll reaches towards you with one hand. Feels like a slow attack. You step to the side, but you notice it's too late. The beast moving forward. His foot is coming towards you, fast as a missile. Oh no. It comes down like a hammer on an anvil. Your body attempts its hardest feat yet. Not being flattened. Be flattened? Try not to be flattened. The rough underside crushes your entire being in an instant. You cannot do anything. It is an impossible wait. And you get crushed against the ancient stone. I failed? Again, yes. Another sacrifice for the pavement or the gravel road 30 feet down the lane. Blood pooling into the gutters, people forming a crowd around. Spectacle of human achievement. A fight against the most fearsome of beasts of Ascani ended in an instant. You saw when it happened, when the troll awoke from the mud and stone, when its claws crashed against the thatched roof of the neighboring hovel. Father was not the first to grab a pike, he was not the last. He was one of the many brave men. I remember the sound. Which one? Sound of Dad's bones being crushed. And his ragged breathing. You were close enough to hear. Close enough to see. You were there for it all. The sight etched into the inside of your eyelids. The sight of humanity being snuffed out by those wretched creatures, each deserving of complete annihilation. On the gravel road 30 feet down the lane, Mother did not speak with you about it. Not once. I never asked. You never asked. That is what a man does. He grabs a pike, and he goes to face a roaring troll. He gets his bones embedded in the pavement. Over and over and over again. Until the heavens open up to the earth and the hells spill their guts on the doorstep. Until the last man takes his last breath on the last day of existence. Until you die, you will pick up the pike. Jolt awake. Mangled. Bruised. Dying. A familiar scent wafts near you. Musk. Death. Life. Life. Death. Spores. Look to the side. Yeah, Mushroom Man! Let's go! Not far away. You see the mushroom man. He's waving his staff. Spores surrounding him in a thick cloud. You feel the drumbeat of your blood, slow and frail, becomes a sturdy rhythm of a march again. Green suffuses you. Your bones are mending. A healing spell. Cast through the primal. You've got support. God bless this little man. A risky, heroic effort. It's like a magazine tale. Damn. You live? Bones cracked and soul sundered. Yes, you live. The troll lets out a cackling laughter. I crush you and yet you stand, cockroach. You're alive? Snow yells, loading another bullet. Never mind, just keep fighting. The goblin sits a safe distance and launches another stone at the troll. It smacks him in the face, this time just to the left side of his other eye. You insolent pests. It's time. Commit to something. Grab him. Yes, you need to commit, but to an actual plan. Figure it out, now. Pretend to be Earth. And intimidate the troll. Calculate a way any way you find to win this. Grapple his leg. I think I'm going to pretend to be the god Earth. I've got an advantage because he saw me come back from the dead. Let's see how it goes. You pull all your might into your posture and stand in divine grace despite the blood caked on you. You enhance the volume of your voice and speak with the rumble of that dwarf's, even the troll's voice. You desperately try to hold together your meager kingdom. I need not try, for I know it is mine, and so I reclaim it. What? You are a violent creature, undeserving of my mercy. You are... No! You call yourself a king? I am a god. Then you think your size protects you? Know this. You are but a tree grown in my path to be chopped down. No. No! And now I lift my axe. The troll's anger turns totally blind in a panicked fury. He's terrified, the poor thing. This is the only way you can end this without any more death. Also, it was sick. You killed it. This is when it ends. The bloody troll flails at you with his immense bulk and deadly claws. He connects again and again and again and again. Your vision darkens and narrows. Despite being visibly panicked and tired, the goblin whips another stone at the troll's head. It cracks him right above his eyes. Your companion is on fire. Give a quick thumbs up. Hell yes, Nell! The goblin gives you a curt nod. That is it. This is everything. This is time for divinity. Call on Earth. Remember the chants. Channel Earth. Bingo. You lift your head up and try to find within you that delicate yet omnipresent connection to Earth. Seek divine strength. It's there. You draw it in yourself like you're siphoning from an ocean. It fills you up, the burst of seams of divine power. You feel Earth inside of you. You weren't deep in combat right now. We'd have to think about the wording of that. You feel Earth inside of you. Troll! The kingly troll looks around, his face twisted in pure panic. No, no, no. Be gone. You will not get me. No! He lunges forward. No! No! Now's your chance. Don't let him get away. Take him. Break him. Become the troll slayer you were always meant to be. Rush up behind the troll. I am king of Ascani. I am. Now is every moment. Your god is watching. Every god is watching. Strike down the beast. Finish what Earth started. Defeat Gulgalash. Tackle him. You hear his roar fade into the rushing water below. With that, it's over. You think he's dead? Big leader Gorgalish has fallen down to the gravity flood. That means the troll has a 1 in 20 chance of survival. Let's hope. Take your breath and leaves your chest. I can't believe it. That wasn't just a regular troll either, was it? On the ground just off the ledge of the chasm, you see the only proof left behind by the beast. A tooth. Tusk. It's called a tusk. A troll king grabbed the tusk. I'm just happy to be alive. Snell puts away his sling. Take any hits, Snell? No, nothing. You take those hits all by your lonesome. Speaking of which, how are you holding up? You took some pretty nasty blows. I'm okay. A cure wounds or two. I'm always back to normal. I know your healing magic's strong, but still. Just let me know if you need another break. We both deserve one after this. Go check on the cage by the pillar. We did it! Apples! Dum, 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 dum. Holy, we're fucking heroes. Before we check on the yellow man, I want to go thank that mushroom. The mushroom saved me. He's a hero. Mushroom man greets you with a slight tilt of his cap, then rattles out a quiet noise from his mouth. Snell keeps his distance. You don't understand primitive creature, but he's clearly happy. Your spores saved me in the fight against the troll. Thank you. You did the deed yourself. A little help is needed, even for the greatest heroes. A little. Thank you, troll. The mushroom. Ah. Nice. We're heroes, guys. We're fucking heroes. Oh, we should take inflict wounds. Should I use a bone dust? I think I should, just in case. This game is so good. It's so good. Holy, look at all the loot. What was that? Milk. Bottle of freshly squeezed milk. Label says produced in the hills. It's the finest of the finest. Trust my constitution by 5. Why? Oh, I could put it in somewhere. I see, I see. Pillar of jaw towers before you. Whispers to you unintelligently. Touch the pillar. You place your palm against the damp, soft surface. Yes. There's sentience inside. The strings are connected with something beyond. Easy to make out down here. It appears the esoteric power grows more intense the further down you go. Logically, this could indicate that there is a central point somewhere within the undercoast where the power is at a climax. Unfortunately, you cannot reach so deep. No one probably can. However, you could try to reason with the sentience if you so desire. Could prove useful. Now, with the pillar so far beneath your dear decaying city, the voices are loud. You know damn well what they are. Only a fool would ignore it. The unreasonable assessment of death. Press your palm against the surface. Many have written about the Pillars of Jaw. Modern scholars talk about them as nothing but relics of the Gate War, gates themselves to other worlds, the worlds we all came from. Horrible arcanists knew better. While it's not common knowledge, and most would consider it nothing but an esoteric conspiracy, the great men of old Dimenor understood the pillar. They knew. They're gates. Gates? Dormant gates. The But these whispers beyond are not some alien mind attempting to converse. No, it is but the mindless chattering of souls. Souls of our dead. They're finding their way to these dormant gates. Why? Can't tell. That's what these screams are. The yelling of dead. How horrific. Yeah. Yes, it is. But this is as far as you go. You understand little about this esoteric relic of the Gate era, except...
Souls, you feel dead inside.
Yeah, something to analyze at a later date. But now, having discovered these many levels of the pillar, you feel confident in traversing the paths between them. You've unlocked fast travel between the pillars of Jordan. Yes! Nice, it's good to know you've secured these paths now. Secured? For the moment, yeah. Remember, any part of the city below which is not continuously inhabited and tamed will eventually be reclaimed. Reclaimed and scattered. Feel a connection with the pillar. It is not eerie, nor is it strange, but it's a familiar scent. One you can't place. Tip of your tongue at the... Ah, you don't quite get it. Remember to feel as much as you think. The esoteric is not something to be only detailed on a paper. It is this wild thing to be lured and to be loved. The one thing is sure... This thing sure is way more active than I'd imagine, considering it's just sticking out of the center of the city. A shift might be happening. That's not for you to investigate, not now. Yeah. In time, it will become more important. The Esoteric Ebb. For now, you will do as all others do when it comes to these pillars. Leave them alone. Okay, before I talk to the man in yellow, I want to... We just finished the ebb. Where is it? Delved deep. Sought far. Seen within, watched without. Pillar of jaw. Ancient bulwark. Gate. Rising beyond. Yeah, I got pretty deep down to figure this thing out. Yeah. Continues far, far below. Each step of the way, making it clearer to you how little they matter. These vestiges of the maker of your world. They are but esoteric rock. Rock which sits until something changes. This isn't making things much clearer, to be honest. That's okay. Remember the words, the ones written upon the soft tissue at the back of your head. Feel the esoteric. Sway it. Tame it, in hubris and pride, will always result in tragedy. Fool's talk! You're a genius at work! This investigation has led one step closer to the illustrious title you seek, String Master. No, no. This magic must be wielded in attunement with the divine. Nothing else. Listen to the voice of God. It shan't lead you astray. That's not the voice you heard, buddy. That was, if anything, a potential patron. Which is, of course, way more exciting. Okay, I'm sensing some different paths here. Yep, 3 of them. You do not know where they all shall lead, but you may consider each. Tell me more about the voice of God. Tell me more about the voice of God. Earth watches upon you, his spirit channels your power each day, and that will never change. Trust in the divine. Voice of God, whenever you roll a d20, another hidden d20 you roll. If that die is the same as your die, you critically succeed. If both are natural 20s, you regain all your hit points, you regain all your spent spell slots, you lose all levels of exhaustion, you become genuinely happy for 1d4 seconds. Tell me about Stringmaster. Focus on the mastery of the esoteric. This knowledge, as cryptic as it is, will help you on your way. For each level of spell slot you have, gain 1 additional maximum spell slot. Wow, that's quite good. And we're at Communing Patron. You've got a friend beyond. I'll take care of you in a win-win sort of situation. If you take damage that would cause you to go to 0, Mysterious Force protects you. If this happens, you take no damage, lose 1 first spell slot. If you do not have a first spell slot, this does not happen. And yes, this is different from the godly voice thing. But mostly in aesthetics, which is the most important aspect, by far. I'm ready to make a decision. Well, Yes, you know it. Come on. Voice of God! Is that the one I wanted? No, it's too much of a risk. We're going String Master. One step closer to domination. Dude. Cancel the pillar and move on. Well, if it isn't Frank, son of Frank, Oh! Hiding in your tiny cage? Oh, we came all this way. I'm not sure if you saw. I just slayed a troll. A whole fucking troll. Not half of a troll. Not a quarter of a troll. Not even a fucking fifth of a troll. A whole troll. A king. A king-sized troll, you fucking pussy. And all you did was hide in your cage. You dickhead. As you approach the cage, you hear a faint voice inside. Frank, son of Frank. I knew it was Frank, son of Frank. Won't you help me out there, good fellow? On the ground, you see. A key. Aye, the troll dropped it. So the cage, of course. Yes, it must have fallen off the troll during the fight. What do I get in return? Eternal gratitude and a lifelong friend. What kind of friend? Oh, the very rich kind. I might currently just be a prisoner of war or something, like a kidnapping victim. But I have coffers to summon. What do you know about the tea shop? Look, I'll be very happy to answer any of your questions you've got, but please. You hear him banging on the bars. I'll be much more talkative with my freedoms in order. Who are you? Currently, I'm but a man in need of a great savior. You think I should open it, Snell? Yeah, I think you should. The dragon slain, time to save the damsel. You hear a laugh from beside the cage. Damsel, eh? I'll take it. Now, please. As it opens, the well-dressed man and a surprisingly not-so-scuffed man stepped out. Ah, yes. This is the feeling. Freedom. The sweetest nectar of any band. That sure is a free strider. This is a merchant prince. Specifically, the Moonwatch heir. You've heard of him. Are you Meredith Moonwatch? The one and only. The fancy free strider flashes a series of pearly white teeth. Allow me to properly introduce myself. He bows deeply. Hola, Heiji-san, salve, amici. Chessa, allo, and greetings. He bows forward in a deep performative motion. My name is Meredith Moonwatch, great merchant, prince of the reeds. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, and quite honestly, a much bigger pleasure to be rescued by you. He looks at the goblin and immediately holds out a hand, presenting his palm. You must be the local tribe member. Great to meet you. He looks at the hand for a beat too long. Oh, the goblin did not like the tone of that. Technically, yes, he shakes the human hand. I'm Snell. Of course, Meredith says, returning a limp shake. Huh. Yeah, you're not supposed to shake. That's a free strider thing. They just show their palms to people. Showing one's palm is quite the ironic visual for such a wealth-focused ideology. I've heard about you. A Rhodesian author, right? That's it. Lifts his head even higher to proclaim a single question. And who might you be? I'm a cleric. I'm Ragan. I'm a government employee. I'm a roguish delver currently, the sneaky kind. I'm a great wizard. I'm a great barbarian of Ascani. Be afraid and flex. Whoa! Love it. Claps his hands together. You, my good fellow, have just saved a top-ranking member of the Freestarter Revolution. So now, let's get down to business. What can a son of Free Thazen help you with? Anything you need. Why are you here? Great question. I'm on a covert expedition, you see. Lean in and whisper.
Covert.
Yes. I'm on a journey to document the experience of esoteric wonders beneath your city of Norvik. Meaning the maze of the Water Temple, the depth of the fungal valley, and of course the great undercoast path itself. Huh, why here? Because these wonders are truly wondrous. And quite honestly, reaching the gravity flip just isn't as easy as it used to be. Back in Thrazen, it could be a week's travel just to get to this kind of depth. I'm currently writing my book called A Free Strider's Guide to Ascan. Writing a travel book about a place you've never even visited sounds a bit silly, doesn't it? It's quite the English job of mine.
Maybe.
What? Don't just give one-word responses like that. It breaks the flow of the conversation. Jeez.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Sure, okay. Anyway. This is literally fucking me. How does this guy get the things that I would respond with? I get to be me in this game. You know how good that is? No game lets me be me. I'm always gonna be a hero. Or the human fucking guy with paint on his face or some shit. Or fucking... Alright. I just never get to be me. Or a null. I use my trusty collection of spells to make my way down. Some invisibility, some detect magic, some charm person. Following the directions I bought from an old retired cleric. A recommended source, I found a hidden path down from the Tolston tunnels. Easy trip. Surprised me, really. Did you cast charm person on Moongor? The bugbear? Yes, lovely lady. Yes, I had to, unfortunately. Don't think she would have let me pass otherwise. Punch him in the face. I understand. Don't punch him in the face. Really, I'm not one to cast mind-altering spells wildly. It's generally the last case scenario for me. You know a fair amount of spells? This director's a bit... It's not something I like to advertise, but yes, I've been trained since I was a lad. As you might imagine, the horrors of the medjocracy make magic a less than desirable skill amongst the free city's leaders of all kinds. Tell me about this old retired cleric. Of course! Fellow named Boris. Lives with a monkey. A what? Gorilla, to be precise. Ape, I suppose. His roommate. I'm not entirely sure why I mentioned it, but it just seems like the most natural point of interest about Boris's character. I was recommended to him as a source of information about delving in the Norvikian navigation. He's apparently served as a cleric for 40 years. Hells of a career. I'll have to meet him one day. Well, sure, he lives near the, what do you call it? The big facility built in the ancient ruins. To the south of here? The Palace District? That's the one. I'm sure he'd love to talk to you as well. Looks away for a moment. Boris. Yes, lovely fellow. You've heard his name at some point. Boris Kearson. Never met the fellow, but among the ranks he's not exactly highly esteemed. And then the troll. He groans and rubs his eyes. I really should have been more careful. But, once I'd reached this far down, I figured there wouldn't be any trouble if I just rested a bit under one of these mushrooms. Mostly to regain my spell slots, and, well, much to say. I was thrown into a cage, interrogated a bit by that brutish troll. I spent my remaining spell slots on him, but nothing seemed to work. Did you manage to talk with the troll? Sure. If by talk you mean him screaming at me and threatening to eat me for, well, a bit of time. A lovely experience. It'll go straight into the book. The last vestige of Akani's brutish past. Yes, that'll work. So no useful information? Well, the brute did mention how much he hated Earth. Sounded like he was one of the few who survived the dear god's cleansing during the city's founding. And he also spoke about rebuilding the tribe. Not sure what that even means. Though good riddance, I say. Tut tut. Such a beast has no place in civilized society. Compared to half of the giants of Volgani, I don't see much potential in trolls. He glances towards the goblin companion. Goblins, for example, are more or less stellar examples of democratization of tribal cultures, if you'll pardon the expression. Happy to be a stellar example for you and your ideology. Either way, he's gone now. Hopefully. He fell down in the deeper reaches. The gravity flip suggests a gruesome death. But I don't want to take anything like that for granted. What makes these parts so wondrous and horrific both is the esoterically unstable nature of these strings. Never know what you're going to get. What do you know about the tea shop explosion? His smile drops. I suppose that I should tell you a little story. Yeah, we've been looking for you, Mr. Frank Frexon. He nods to the goblin. I hope we can keep this under wraps, of course, but as you might have imagined already, I'm down here without any permit. That sounds illegal. It is. Although it's a debatable case. He braces himself. I arrived in the morning and planned on taking a stroll through Tolstad before heading down. My presence was a bit of bad timing, really. A week before the election, the son of the Free Basin arrives on the scene. Could cause a bit of havoc. And since our dear Ascani Reach Trade Company was doing so very well in the election, I did not want to steal any limelight. Then, of course, fate intervenes, and just when I find myself before the Ascani pillar, a darn fireball goes off next to me. You need a ping? Just my luck. So once the ringing had stopped and some goblins started swarming the place, trying to put out the flames, I decided quickly that this could end poorly for both my timetable and the poor people who would to deal with this mess. So you snuck away? Indeed. I rushed down the stairs because I already had my direction. I figured I'd postpone the upstairs sightseeing. Head straight down into the below, as people would say. Did he below? Yes. The free strider gives you a sullen frown. I saw something. You see, I have a pair of glasses. Allow me to detect magic, among other things. Where are the glasses? Lost, sadly. The trolls shook me around, so they've ended up somewhere down the river, I presume. What did you see? I saw a man on fire. What? Specifically, I saw the outline of a man invisible. An invisible man? Perhaps I should describe it more like a... He scratches his chin, then perks up. Ah, yes. An invisible smoking man. My glasses allowed me to see him, or at least the faint outline of his esoteric illusion. Where did you see this? I just entered the, what's it called? The area right below. With all the apartments and the big ravine. Pillar crossing. You saw an invisible man at the pillar crossing? Yes, that's it. I saw him heading across the bridge, or rather, towards the pillar. What time did you see this? Wouldn't have been more than 10 minutes after the explosion. How many seconds does it take to walk from the pillar upstairs into the pillars downstairs? 60 seconds, tops. And perhaps that. I was rushing to get away from the drama, after all. Did you see any other details about him? Clear that this was a man who was on fire. He's probably wearing some type of armor. Silhouette made it fairly obvious. A human, I would guess. Too tall for a dwarf, too short for a, I don't know, half-giant. Really, a humanoid slightly taller than neither of us. I'm sure you've experienced with detect magic, but my glasses are not as powerful as the spell that usually allows. Though sadly, all I could see was a silhouette. Alright. What did the man do? That's the question worth 1,000,000 tens, huh? What did he do? Margaret takes a deep breath. He went inside the pillar. Inside the pillar, he says. The pillar of yore. Elaborate? I agree that seems reasonable to do. It's strange, but let's be clear. First I thought it was a strange esoteric event, a ghost. Because the silhouette I saw, it went straight into the pillar of yore, right in. It walked right into the stone. The stone turned into, how do I describe it? A magical mass. Walking around the invisible man, his flames were being put out as he was merging into it. A portal. A miracle. A step into death. He walked into a portal? That would be my guess, yes. Wherever he went, once he was inside the pillar, his presence disappeared immediately, along with the esoteric force emanating from the stone. I've never seen anything like it, but I have read about it. Pillars of jaw across the coast, the Arcanists performed many an experiment on them. There have been reports found hidden in documents during the rebuilding of Thrazen, you see. Documents from high-ranking Arcanists.
this is all kept very secret among the Free Strider ranks.
Please tell me.
I can tell you one thing about it, perhaps.
Find a logical argument as to why he should tell you everything.
Bingo.
Yeah, this man clearly accepts logic, a rational human, a wizard even. Mr. Meredith Moonwatch, any information you can give me will help this case. Now push the most rational thing he obviously desires. Any of these foolish Free Striders desires. If you know something about the pillar, then telling me will not only help my case, it will also, most importantly, keep the first ever election of Norvik safe. Claps his hands together. You said the magic word, didn't you?
Yes, I do worry this whole event will curse the Free Striders' cause. If you can keep things clean up...
Free Strider gives a reluctant nod. Fine.
As I said, this is top secret. You do not hear it from me.
He crosses his arms and looks into the mist.
The Free Strider ideal is meritocracy without magic, however. Obviously, we inherited the massive esoterical caches left behind by the Arcanists.
Because of the beheadings. A terrible and idiotic waste of talent.
While the magic itself grew weaker over the years due to the Arcanist's greed, many of their findings are still quite useful to this day, especially their scientific data.
What's the secret about it then?
They appeared in contact with your... That's fascinating.
Yours dead.
It's not exactly a conversation or anything. They received esoteric messages, not unlike the ones recorded during the Gate Era by, well, civilizations like the Snail Folk who built all of these ruins around us. It was an omen, you might call it.
What did he tell him? Free Strider taps his hands on the pillar.
Some strange codes. Taught them some new spells. The last message we found written down by the Arcanist to the Hag and the Shag, so it was... in order to stop.
Stop what?
Stop opening the gates.
Raises his chin. You see, he places his hand upon the pillar beside him.
They found cracks in the gates. Gates of yore leading to the other side. The places we all came from.
They got out?
Teams of Arcanists, back when they still wielded 9th, 10th, and 11th spells. They could enter the pillars just for short stints. Many did not return, but those who did described a void of souls, alien worlds beyond, far realm aberrations, and paths within strings. Whatever that means. Their work was cut short due to the Coast War, but they got in, my good fellow.
And Joel was not too happy about that?
Did not appear so, no. He nods. I believe that the invisible man who most likely fled directly from the explosion, he too entered those cracks, the ancient gate. As unlikely and wondrous as it seems.
Huh. How would you even deal with that? Like, do we follow him through the crack? Yes, Nell. We must follow him through the crack. Glare at the pillar. Meredith chuckles.
Good luck with that, I say. But unless you happen to know some ancient being or gods forbid still alive Arcanist, then I'm afraid you're out of luck. We found no realistic way to replicate their attempts to enter the pillar. Not like their higher tier spells are exactly common though, huh?
Could a Sphinx count as an ancient being?
Oh, you speak of the Gyno Sphinx upstairs? She's quite the celebrity. Hells, if you can get her on your side, then why not? If I do know some Free Strider researchers attempted to get on the good side of a Sphinx. One of their lairs prove that didn't exactly end well.
About a lich?
Squints at you. What about it?
I might be acquainted with one.
Not sure I believe you, but... or maybe I just really hope that you're lying. Look, liches come in all sizes. We've had entire cities run by liches back in the old Druminor. Some of those Arcanists who went inside the cracks and survived were liches, so yeah, if you happen to know a lich, sure. The lich might help you, but they don't just consume your soul first. You are aware that they are quite literally life-sucking horrors, right?
Doesn't sound like the lich I know, but sure.
But I'm not so sure you know a lich, good fellow.
What about an insane demi-lich?
I'd suggest staying away from one of those, but really, even if you had one as your best friend, it probably would not have the power to perform such magic.
Okay, I'll find a way in.
Happy to be of service.
Looking very worried for your safety. The goblin companion who stands quiet next to you as you discuss these methods of interplanar travel raises a hand. Just to be clear, we're talking about teleportation, like magical transportation?
Yeah.
You scared?
Could I be?
Potentially. Potentially? Nell sides eyes the grinning free strider before leading him with a scowl. Look, I'm speaking on behalf of Lady Sageleaf when I say this. He takes you aside a few steps away from Meridic. Halfways want this handled, no matter the obstacle. Come back to Meridic. We have decided to go into the pillar of your...
Oh! Lovely jubbly. I hope you survive, and if you do, I'll be sure to write a piece about it.
Who are you voting for the election?
Funny you mention that.
Did hear that anyone authorized to stay within the city is allowed to cast a vote, which is a wonderful policy. And the Ascani Ridge Trading Company has surely pushed for its implementation. However, as an outsider, one of the significant political power, I will not partake. A free strider choosing not to vote? Isn't democracy your thing?
It would simply be tasteless. This election of yours should be decided by those who call Norvik home. Whether they've been here for a week or a decade, it doesn't matter, but I do not call it home, so I won't vote. That's why I haven't made my presence known here in the city. I'm here incognito.
He's looking for a fight. You should disagree with him. He'll like that. What he is arguing for is the deconstruction of our culture. You must not allow him to believe that anything other than a terrible policy. Allowing anyone to vote like that is an awful policy. It can and will be abused.
I disagree. We've seen time and time again in reads that states making limited attempts, as we call it, at democracy will always end up in sliding into old order, deciding who gets a voice to voice their thoughts. Thus, the one to decide who gets citizenship gets to decide the outcome of any election. Terrible.
Oh, there's a light in his eyes. Keep arguing. But if citizenship is tied beyond culture or local folk, then can't outsiders influence elections to increasing degrees?
There is absolutely an argument there. We free riders focus on democracy as a way for folk to free themselves. That influence, as you say, is nothing but an invitation to a broader community. Free trade, fortune building, and most importantly, peace.
Citizenship should be a precious thing without tying nationality to cultural unity. The state will be unable to function properly.
What you speak of there is, in my view, simply the destruction of authoritarianism. Monoculture cities have shown to grant more power to the state, yes, but just look at how that power has been wielded over the years. The Coast War is what happens when states with folks are pitted against each other in such ways.
The Coast War is more complicated than that.
Sure, of course. But you'd be mistaken for thinking majocracy is the only offender. Fascist states are born from many angles.
Pixie said.
The state does not need to have its tendrils wrapped over every port and guild. In fact, economic prosperity happens when the state actually lets go. And the people will have better lives, more free lives, only if the economic prosperity comes first. The invisible, not magical hand of the market will decide our fate.
I believe in multicultural free cities that will simply lead to power being taken to the people.
Oh, why?
Look at what's happening with the guilds, with the divided workforce unionization. It's nearly impossible. Just 10 years ago, it was bad enough between the dwarf and human conflicts, but these days, Asgard unions are not able to establish simply because they cannot reach out to the diverse workforce. He lets out a tired groan before adjusting his outfit.
Unions are not good. Not good for the economy. Not good for the people.
Elaborate.
I have 1,000 examples throughout reads. The guild system was a corrupt remnant of a meritocratic society. It might be quaint to view them as supporting the working class, and Asgilists so aptly put it, but I can promise you, they do no such thing. The racket. The unions, as they were to be called, had be outlawed in several cities due to complete inability for modern factories to function with their meddling.
So there are no unions in Reeds?
Not in the way, any way supported by the government, no. From what I've seen, allowing workers to collectivize only ends up with the perfectly legitimate organizations having their shares moved into a handful of pushy union leaders. The syndicates are just another form of anti-liberalism. I admire the belief in these systems, but Asgalism is not practical nor functional. That's proven by the failure of the VK, the Three Wings, and of course by the fall of the AFF.
Okay. I feel like I haven't exactly swayed you, but I understand your predicament. I can promise you, free striderism is good for everyone involved. It's been proved over the last decades over Reeds. Do you know an elf here in Tolstad?
Not really, no. A few of our friends in Reeds.
I'm quite new here in Orvik. How come? An elf died in the she shop.
No, I had no idea.
Certainly a scandal in the making. An elf, you say? William, I assume? Uh-huh. He might have been the target of the explosion.
That's just awful.
Shakes his head.
I'll leave the investigation to you, but I assure you, I've had no contact with any elf in this city of yours.
You're unsure if he's speaking the truth. Fuck, Wisdom, come on, pull your shit together. But his eyes do not waver. Tell me more about you.
Dangerous thing to ask a merchant prince.
Well, I'm a dangerous man. Wink.
Oh,
he mouths. I'm wearing a helmet. He can't see me wink. Cleric? Oh, I'm winking. No, I get it. Very playful. I'm just someone you could very easily talk your ear off. Lets out a hearty laugh and strikes a pose. I've been known to bore officials in every city with my political rants and intrigue common folk around the coast with my tales. So go ahead. What do you wish to know about Meridoc Moonwatch? Don't speak about yourself in the third person, it's pretentious. Right. I don't do that much, do I? Don't. Right. Damn. I didn't think he'd be that sensitive. I wonder what old bullet holes you can shove your finger into. So you're an author?
I am. Over the course of a very long, illustrious career.
Only getting started, by the way. I've written over 30 books to date. 5 historical biographies, post-war revolutionaries, those important figures who paved the way for the free striderism, over a dozen highly regarded novellas following the adventures of a fictional mage hunter, Pellic Schmidt. And of course, the rest of my famous travel journals. Main series of which focuses on a band each, so I've only got 3 more to go. Which bands have you yet to explore?
Divinatorum, since I'm still waiting on an official invitation from our free strider contracts at the Golden Horde. It would be much easier to explore the mountain if its slopes. If I had a celestial bodyguard, which I do not. Then Iskani. I'm here to research the book right now. And finally...
Yes, as I'm sure you know, it's not exactly a band friendly to outsiders, even if you ignore the giant magical walls stretching across the eastern to western land paths, as well as the tree creatures tossing boulders at any ships nearing most of the shores, or the giant ethereal spiders, or the bloodcasters, or the infinite swamps, or the wild primal spirits. Even if you ignore all of that, biggest issue is for explorers is simply the fact that we do not have a single contact inside its border. They do exist. We know of many folk who originate from its shores, forests, and strange broken cliffs. However, since the Fade era, there does not seem to exist any large-scale civilizations. One day, I'll brave its trails, but it will be the last band I tackle. It might be my doom. But if there are people inside the walls whose lives could be improved through free striderism, then it is my duty to do so. I'm not impressed. He laughs. Quite a brazen fellow, aren't you? I like that. It's refreshing. I'm usually swarmed by adoring fans wherever I go. Another reason why I travel incognito. I prefer your impression, quite honestly. Is this the guy who dropped a yellow hat? Most likely, yes. Hand over the hat. Oh, won't you look at that? It's yours, I assume? Is indeed. Must have lost it at some point. I did get in quite the hurry. He reaches into his pocket of one of his collected packs and pulls out a book. This is the least I could give you in return. A signed limited edition of Beyond Reads. He hands it you with gusto. Thanks. I
try to infuse my writing with Free Strider ideals. It's proven quite popular across the coast. Hopefully it's a sign of the times of Gear's good fortune to come.
He smiles and puts on his fancy yellow hat. It doesn't look too good on him. It sadly does not suit him. You'll continue imagining him without the hat.
Gods, I love this hat. It's been on a lot of adventures, you know. Very well. I think I'll pick myself up from here for a bit. I think that darn bastard troll tossed some of my belongings down the riverbed. Hopefully, I'll be able to recover some of it. Either way, thank you again, good fellow. You performed an amazing service for me in the entire revolution. I believe some of my friends. Presents his palm to you. I owe you a great deal. If we ever cross paths again, I'll be sure to repay you.
Don't shake his hand, you'll look like a fool. Shake his hand. He does not like your grip.
Ah, yes, the earth folk shake.
Grip him harder. Gah. He rips his hand out of yours and flashes a joyless smile. The Free Strider shows you his palms in an open gesture.
Well then, if you need anything else, I'll still be here for a bit. Good luck out there, and if I have time, let us speak again on election day. It'll be sure to hang around Tolstad when it's time.
Okay. We found Frank, son of Frank! We're not tired yet, so do we just push on? I think we do. A great dragon roasting some snails. Step out onto the edge. The vast undersea chasm greets you, its teal mist looking inviting. Look beyond the mist. You can see far, but not far enough. The gravity clip must be only a few hundred feet below. Look at the wall beneath you. On it you see a colourful depiction of a battle. Snails versus a dragon. The red scales, the many-coloured flames. This is Isuth, the wild dragon who claimed the land for his own.
Fire.
Lovely artwork. Must be esoterically scratched in or something. Survived all this time in the musty place.
Can you be as it is?
Listen to her.
I see you.
Meet your mistra. No. Overwhelming. Force unlike a hot brand meets your senses. Bright, unruly, unreal. It pierces your mind. Then grows soft. Don't fall down.
It's whelming. A great connection. You answer.
Get closer. Kneel down and touch the stone. You feel it twist beneath you, turning wildly, swallowing, consuming every flake of your skin to the surface, all of it. Have you melt away into the stone. This is it.
Yes. The lowest point of architectural infrastructure, ontological, megatonical base. The lowest point of the city. This is where she watches. Greetings.
Hello. Ah, I'm Estra. Greetings, young one. Oh, that's a new voice. There's no need to beware. I am in no way in opposition of your goals. That's an ominous way to start a conversation. I should be more clear then. I ask nothing of you, nothing but a word. But that is something. Something? A word is something. You are a semantic man. Most of your kind are. Arcanist. I prefer the term God King Wizard. Of course you do. But you look like one through the strings. I wish to see you close and near. For you are being watched by one such ignorant flame. Yet I know not why. Being watched by what? Voice turns into a vast soaring across a misty chasm, then forms into the words. That feminine sigh seeping into your ears. I am Mestra, the second apprentice. I hold no sovereignty over these lands, nor do I wish to uphold any divine delusions. I'm a ghost, trapped in stone, bound by duty. What is your duty? My duty is to this place, purely as a location. I am its shepherd, a custodian, I keep it from breaking apart and splitting at its seams. That is all. Who trapped you here? I cannot say. You're not allowed to say? That is correct. Yet I cannot tell you more. Well, what's it like being a wall? It's nothing, mostly. My perception is not the same as yours, young one. I need not strain to push myself in order to even have this regular conversation. I cannot do this often or readily. What did you want to tell me then? In truth, I cannot tell you anything. But you are. Only what I am able. For my own gain, you, however, cannot know anything. For that I am sorry. It is selfish of me to steal this fray from you. I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me. Your goblin companion is nervously looking around. Oh, this woman. This accursed ghost, she's already placed something on you. All the strings around your body are disconnecting, one by one. Are you threatening me? It is already done. Do not fret. Instead, listen. I see clearly the magnificent non-impact of your death. That is why you are being watched. You are one in a magnitude, most likely a simple mortal with a faint inclination for the esoteric, whose strings somehow align themselves with that ultimate split. The 50-50. Start to feel sick. If you truly are watched, and if you truly have potential, seek 3 things. Number 1, do not attempt to speak with me, or you will end in another fray. Number 2, attempt instead to speak the key word of the hidden cache within this mural is sooth. This will remove the power stone, disallowing this conversation from ever taking place. And finally comes number 3. Seek not to uncover the secret of the ignorant flames. The glimpses so far have been curse enough upon your strings. Feel blood rushing from your eyes to your mouth. Remember this key word, young one. Remember. The key word is Lugelmien. Then you see Snell yelling at the top of his lungs something about healing magic. Then, fall over the edge. Cleric! You feel nothing in the end. Nothing but a feminine sigh. Reach the end. You die before you hit the gravity fleet. Lugelmien. Shit. Bloody shit. So we don't talk to the wall? That what I got from it? We talk to the wall, we die. I didn't succeed on the dice roll, did I? Do you think it's worth it? Oh, I said Lugelmien straight away. As the sound leaves your lips, the wall beneath you appears to react. Leaning out to see better, you catch a glimpse of light from the center of the mural. Right at the heart of the Drake. I said Lugelmien. Huh? What's that light? A cache hidden within the mural. Secrets unlocked via the ancient snail tongue. I've unlocked something secret. Oh, cool. From the depths slowly rising, a stone faintly glowing, flowing towards you. As it approaches, you sense the air around it. It tingles. The stone arrives right in front of you. Grab it. You touch the intense magic of your item with your gloved hand. It's obvious it's a new stone. An intensely legendary magic item. Neat. They were mass-produced during the Coast War, though. Many of them are used to power industries these days, meaning it's worth a fortune if you could, I don't know, manage to sell it. Ain't exactly easy to find that kind of buyer. Not when the city is official. Shit. Towers will not allow you to keep it either. The
For now, it's yours.
Whatever whispers you heard in the wall are now gone. As you stand there on the ledge, you hear the silence of the chasm beneath. Did I know the passphrase?
Does appear peculiar.
It could simply be an esoteric effect, your essence reacting with that of the mural. Or there's something much more magical happening here. Either case, it's not something you look into at the moment. Fine. Cool!